Welcome to another video with Queenie's Empire. Today we'll be making a hairband. We're using precisely padded hairband for this tutorial. So we'll be needing our bead, whatever bead you want, whatever bead you like. Just make sure you get your Sandbead size 3 or size 4. So I'm going to be using size 3. If you don't get your Sandbead, you could get the smaller size of crystal. This is it, the smaller size of crystal. Very tiny, it's as small as your Sandbead size. I think size 3 of your Sandbead is size 4. Yeah, so you could get the smaller size of crystal or you use your Sandbead. So I'm going to be using Sandbead. So why I said you get your smaller size of crystal is because we'll be needing needle, small needle. So I have two types of small needle here. This is an hemming needle. You can see it's really tiny. Let me place it here. This is an hemming needle, and this is a regular small needle. You can see this is quite bigger than this. So if you tutorial, all we need is our fishing. Our main usage is going to be the fishing line. So let's begin. So you put your fishing line inside of your needle. So I'm going to be using my hemming needle in this case. So sorry, yeah, this is the bigger needle. I'm going to be using my hemming needle in this case. So why it's important to use the small needle is because some of the beads would not fit inside of the big needle. For example, this is size 4. Yes, this is size 4. No, this is size 6. This is size 4. This is size 6 bead. See, it fits inside of the hemming needle. Let's try it in the normal needle. It fits inside too. Let's try our Sandbead in our normal needle. It fits. You see, you can see that it actually fits. So you can use either of the two. If you have a hemming needle, it's fine. If you have a small needle, that's fine too. So let's begin. You bloom your needle, your fishing line inside of your needle. So you make sure it's up to like 30 inches, 40 inches. So I'm just going to like that. This is my measuring tape. Yeah, you need your measuring tape for this. So on a double, 40 inches on a double, not on a single. So I've doubled it. You know it's inside of my needle now, so it's double. So your measuring tape. So I'm going to measure it now. So make sure it's about 30 inches. So the reason why you don't cut too long is because you don't want it to get tangled. So this is 30. So it's 30. So I'm going to be stopping at 30 for now. Cut, sorry. You'll be needing your scissors for this tutorial too. So my scissors, going to cut it. There you go. Then set this aside. So you tie the end. Make sure it's properly tied. You like go around it, not just once, but like 3, 4 times, 5 times. So make sure it's very tight. Properly tied. There you go. This is it. There's a knot now. So I'm going to trim out the excess. Don't make it too close to the knot. Like this. Yeah. So like always, we are going to be measuring 1.5 inches away or 1/4, but in this case I'm going to be using 1.5 inches, which starts from here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my needle. Yeah, from the top, I'm going to put it inside and out. Let's make it a bit close, inside and out. So here you go. I'm going to start with my crystal, whatever bead you're using. So you see, I have mixture of color here. That is what I want. So going to crystal. Now this is the crucial part, and a sand bead like this. So after you've done that, you bring it to this part like this, and then you pass it back into your crystal. You don't pass it back through your sand bead. Your sand bead serves as a stopper to prevent the bead from falling off. So you pass it, leave your sand bead and pass it through your crystal like that. So here it is. So you see this, try to find a way to cover your the excess you just tied, the knot, yes, at the beginning. You could just melt it up with your fire a little bit, or you just find a way to use your bead and cover it. That. So the method we're going to be doing for this is you can actually fill it up with your bead. But what I'm going to be doing a zigzag method. So for those who are not so good in following a line, I would advise you use your chalk to trace it, or anything you feel you can use to trace it that will be visible. So it just is black. That will be, so I'm going to be using a chalk now, color that will be visible. You can use white or any color you feel will be visible. So I'm going to form a zigzag line like this. So because it's chalk, it could easily clean off, so I won't go all the way yet. So when I'm done here, you can see the zigzag line. No, it's not so visible, but at least it's manageable. So I'm going to be following the line all the way. So make sure so you repeat the same thing. You go over like this. That's it. You put your thread into the hairband, your fishing line rather, like that. As if you want to sew it, but you're not actually sewing it. So I'm going to be using white now, crystal first, and then your sand bead like that. So like I said, don't pass your sand bead through your fishing line through your sand bead. It serves as a stopper. You pass it through the crystal like that. So then you pull it and let it sit. You can see that. So let's continue. So you can see that we've achieved a zigzag. So you see why the zigzag is getting wider, because the hairband itself gets wider. You can see that it's smaller at this side and it gets wider. So that is it. So I've gotten to a stage where I'll need to end my fishing line because it's too short. So what you just do is just go over like you're sewing it under. Make sure it's under the last bead you've done, so it stays hidden like that, and then you tie it. You form a knot like it is under there, so it stays. So it's tied. So you can also, for proper firmness, you can cut it. So the two ends of the fishing line is tiny, but you can see it. You just tie it twice rather, like that. One, and then sorry, two, like that, and then you trim it off. So from that to be here, but you use the second bead that follows it to cover it. You can see it. So we're going to cut another fishing line again, and then we're going to continue. So now continue from where we stop. I've already cut another length of fishing line and put it in the needle. So continue from where we stop. So this is the trick you use to continue so it doesn't lose and it doesn't show off. So through the previous fishing bead you did, just put it from the under and go through it like this. You go through the bead and can you see it? Go through the bead and the sand bead. Go through it like that. The way we've been doing before. As if you are making another one, but just using the previous bead. Then go through, leave the sand bead, go through the larger bead, and then you continue from there like that. So there you go, like that. So you continue like you did from the beginning. So under like this. Make sure there's enough space in between so it doesn't stay too tight together. Remember, we are following a zigzag motion. Okay, let me use the chalk so that we'll know we're following the zigzag. It's not so visible as it's being seen. So oops, so let me get it. What do you do? So you go under like that. Just the way we did from the beginning. You pull your fishing line. Oh wow. Pull your fishing line like that. Pull your bead, your crystal bead or your bigger bead, then your sand bead. You go back through your crystal, not your sand bead, and then form like a knot. Make it firm like this. Like this. You pull it and make it firm like that. You can see that. So you continue from where you stopped. Like that. Pull it.